This is my first time ever using it, and I am amazed at how well it turned out, how easy it went together, and how much I enjoyed this. So what looks easier to you? A package, pre-cut and ready to go, or another rotary cutter? These are handy. A chenille maker, oh my gosh, and it comes in 4 different sizes. You can adjust it in so many different ways, and it's a fabulous piece of equipment, and it's great if you like doing frayed edges. It's like a imitation rag quilt, faux rag quilting. It's actually faux chenille. And so what we're going to do is use this wonderful pack of chenille it, and I'm going to show you how we are going to dress up this piece and make a beautiful pillow cover. I'm doing some my rag French roses, and I need a couple pillow forms to put them in. And I'm going to also be using this to decorate my pillow, so that I don't have to do any actual quilting. How amazing is that? Oh my gosh, I'm cheating. Okay, there's my line. So what I did is I have my pillow cut and laid out, and what I'm doing here is cutting my chenille it product strips. It's actually a bias tape, and it's made, you can see the diagonal on it, and what we're going to do is sew down the middle and get this wonderful frayed edge. And I just need to cut a piece for each one, because we're going to sew this. I'm just sewing it on the top, and whoops, there we go. I'll show you how that's going to work. So I cut a piece here along the way. Now this pillowcase pattern, or this pillow envelope, basically, it's an envelope style pillow cover, is in another video that I did, and I'm going to link that up above so you can see everything about making the pillow, because the next quilt is going to be everything about making the French rose. So I got excited, you know, it's a snow weekend, more snow again, and I thought, I've got to get something going. I'm so excited, and I found this doily fabric, Riley Blake. Now, it's a couple years old, actually about 3 years old, and it's Riley Blake called Red Hot, and I found some on Etsy, and I'll put a link down if it's something you think you might be interested in. Now, I need to cut a second piece for each of these strips, and then I'm going to start sewing them on. So give me a moment to get ready, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do. A couple things I want to share before I get started. This is a double layer, and I'm going to finish the outer edge of this pillow in a double layer as well to make it nice and thick. Ordinarily, you can get away with just using a single layer, but since there's really nothing else going on this pillow, I want to make the chenille stand out. Now, you want to bring it right to the edge to about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch past. I'm only going to go right to the edge because I haven't put my seam in yet. Ordinarily, you would be putting this on after all the sewing and quilting was done, but I can't because I still have to assemble my pillow, and I need to do this first. So I want to make sure that my chenille blooming bias is what this is. Chenille it blooming bias. I love the name. And I have 2 pieces, and I'm going to sew right down the center. And you can see I have some batting underneath just to give the pillow some substance. Now, the other thing, you don't want to pull this. I see where it is recommended you can use glue sticks, and if I were going around curves and things, that would make sense. But because this is nice and straight, and I have my lines drawn, all I have to do is sew straight down like this. You'll notice that's a very short stitch, because this is a loosely woven bias, and we want short stitches to keep it tight and held together. And I keep checking to make sure that I'm on my line, and that nothing else is stuck under my pillow. Don't you worry about that, one of the corners folded under, and next thing you know, you're ripping everything apart because it's all sewn together in 6 layers. I'm sure that never happens to you, which is a good thing. Now, along the way, you're going to come across seams in the bias tape, and that's okay. I just put the seam to the outside. It's going to continue to fray. It's not going to look any different or any fuller because it all just sort of melds in together. I'm only going as far as the top seam of the pillow. Trying to stay in the middle, got a little crooked there. And I'm going to sew right to the seam. Now I'm going to come back after and sew that seam when I put the outer edge binding on, the chenille binding. So I'm not too worried about just where this is all going right now. And this is a demo I want to do just to show you this stuff, because I'm going to be doing the pillows in the next video using this method. And I thought it would be worth going ahead and doing a bit to show you how cool this is. I just think it's wonderful. And I'll have to tell you after about my escapades getting a hold of some. Because, this was an idea that came about this afternoon. I'm calling around quilts, the couple quilt stores in the area, and luckily one had it on hand. Oh my gosh, the luck. I love it. It was perfect. Divine intervention rules again. Okay, so I'm going along. My stitch, like I said, is much smaller than usually. I'm a 2.5 to a 3. I'm doing this at a 1.5. I didn't think about it, but this would be great with the walking foot. Huh, I didn't even give that a thought. We'll do that on the next round. And you can see I'm just sewing straight to the batting, so nothing fancy here. It's all very simple and easy. And here's another seam. Like I said, I just face the seams upward and line this up down the center. Now this color that I'm using of the chenille is a natural. It comes in like 20, 30, 40 colors. Now my shop only had it in a few colors, but I grabbed what I could and I thought this would really be fun. Okay, now you see how fast that was? These are all finished. But now I need to finish my pillowcase so that I can do the outer edges. So now all I'm going to do is sew a 1/4 inch seam or less right along that edge. Now I'm going to come to the other side and do the same thing. So essentially what I'm doing here is just boxing in my pillow. That's just extra thread. I thought it was attached to something. And so you can see this is the line that I sewed, so I knew how far to go. And now I'm going to pin that so I can come through and sew a seam on this edge. Then I'm going to just sew a seam on the sides, and this pillow cover's finished. I love how simple this is and how fast. And then, once that's done, we can get our edging on. I can't wait to show you what that's going to look like. So the stitch that I'm going to use along this edge is the 3-stitch zigzag, and I think that's going to be a nice, good, strong edge. And then I'll come back and I don't know, maybe I should cut it first. I'm going to do a sew and see. I haven't done this particular step before. Okay, that finishes side number 3, and now I'll go to the last side. So now we're going to do the outer edge, and the edging that I'm doing, the chenille that I'm doing on this outer edge of my pillow is the same way you can finish a quilt in place of binding. And I want to do it on the pillow first because I think this would be a great way to finish a baby quilt. So I have my double-sided piece of chenille on the bottom, make sure it's lined up, and I want it to overhang by about 1/8 of an inch. That way, when it frays, it's going to fill out and we're not going to see the seam here. So if you have a serger, that might be an easy way to do it too, is to serge this edge. So I want to make sure I get that 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm going to go around the entire square, the entire pillow, all 4 sides on the back. Then I'm going to return and do the front right on top. And you can see how it's just going down the center, just like we did on the front, on the diagonals. And now we'll put this piece here. All right, we're getting there. I'm going to finish this bottom side, the back side, and then we'll come and we'll do the front. I'm adding my last pair of strips to the last side, and then I'm going to be finished. I found once I put this side on first that it was easier to attach the second rather than do it on the front side here and sew through. It's just this way I can follow the same seam line. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the same line that I sewed the strip from the other side, or I should say from the first side. So I can just tuck everything in, I can make sure it's aligned, I can see it well, and then just sew on the same line. The second side goes so much quicker, which makes sense because everything's already in place, and all I need to do is match it up and sew. One of those moments I'm hoping I'm not going to run out of bobbin thread. And there we are, down to the end. So I'm just going to trim these corners. You can see how I've trimmed these corners up on the other pieces that I've done. I'll just come back and do that here, trim off any threads, and this is going in the washing machine. It's not going to take a minute. I'm going to do it on the quick speed and see how fast we can get this done and see what it looks like. I'm really excited. Just look at how wonderful this is. Definitely a win. This is fantastic. I didn't have to do any clipping, and the fraying is beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then, of course, we have the back that's all done. It's not even completely dry. But look at, oh my gosh, I love how that looks. Compared to when you do a rag quilt edge and all the clipping and all that work is a lot, but then think about just on a regular quilt. Instead of doing binding, you can sew something like this on and get a completely different look. Okay, great fun. I can't wait till next week when we do some more Valentine hearts and roses and, oh my gosh, all those kinds of fun things. But this is going to be great. I can't wait to come up with some more ideas. You know, I'm going to be losing sleep all weekend thinking about this. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. I know this was kind of a crazy impromptu video, but I had a lot of fun. And I hope you did too. And I hope you learned a little thing or two or found out something that you might want to try. So have a great rest of your day and keep warm. Be safe. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.